slip. And I'll admit the last time that I tripped, I wish you were there so I'd have something good to grip. Yeah. She was not the same, so throw me a bone instead of a blame. It's like the berserkers of old. I know I grow impatient with the snows, and I've been still as long as I can stand. Gotta get my blood pumping once again. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. This state I'm in is only temporary. It turns out so are we. This state I'm in is only temporary. I swear it's only temporary. The state I'm in is only temporary. It turns out so are we. This state I'm in is only temporary. I swear it's only temporary. And I have lost sleep over last. I don't need much to clean up someone else's mess. Dirty sheets and an empty cup, broken pieces of a condom from a game of can you keep it up. And every minute we last is still part of the decay. I know it, so go and put your shield away. And all the red I see is turning back to gray. But you're so faded, there'll be hell with one L to pay. Yeah. Any other name would make me go just as insane. It's like the berserkers of old. I know I grow impatient with the snows, and I've been still as long as I can stand. Gotta get my blood pumping once again. Ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Ooh, ooh. This state I'm in is only temporary. It turns out so are we. This state I'm in is only temporary. I swear it's only temporary. The state I'm in is only temporary. It turns out so are we. This state I'm in is only temporary. I swear it's only temporary.
Welcome to some Golden Hammer Gaming playoff quarterfinal action. It is going to be Attack Torb Orange against Thiccums Squad in the blue. You do have Yizhong Tower, which is Thiccums Squad's pick, considering they are the higher seed. Coming in here, we do see the Reaper Sombra Monkey setup from AT Orange. Well, a much beefier Brawly symmetric comp here from Thiccums. Both teams trading early damage. Partial Arts just gets melted down by the focus fire from AT Orange. A very quick early pickoff. However, it is Thiccums Squad on the point with that symmetric teleporter, so Reinhardt will get back quickly, fighting for room with 3SR going down. The pick on Twist is nice, but it might actually be Thiccums able to turn this around. Such as the Diva D-Mag coming in here, Fit with 38 doing absolute work and melting everybody on AT Orange on that Reaper. And it looks like it will be Thiccums taking first cap control as AT Orange calls a retreat. A really excellent exit frag on that Sombra, trying to limit off that EMP charge. EMP obviously one of the strongest ultimates in the game. The EMP charge is what really is the best go button for the AT Orange comp. We do see early coalescence coming out. However, already a ultimate for this Fire Raven on the Sigma, getting tons of damage done. The White Room rotation attack coming in now for AT Orange. While Thiccums block the hack. Coalescence comes in. Both teams are seeing the Symmetrol comes up and Fitter just melts 3SR again. Partial Art's a huge shatter. Shatters 4. And this is just free cleanup kills for Thiccums Squad. A very clean open. Especially with 3SR down, there's nothing to block that shatter, and Partial Arts took full advantage Fit38 with the cleanup kills. We do see a whole whack of ultimates coming out here for Thiccums squad. Everything you could want to win one, potentially even 2 fights. Meanwhile, Melted Ice, only 80% on the EMP. That's really what attack or AT Orange is going to want in order to actually engage. SR jumping into the backline there, trying to cause pressure. 3SR pops the ultimate, does force out the Shawnee ultimate, and 3SR somehow goes off the edge. Hawkfire forces the teammate. The EMP comes out. No body coming out. However, Partial Arts does go down to Dan. Dan killing both tank lines. It's possible that AT Orange could change his touch with that 3rd kill, and it will be AT Orange cleaning up Thiccums. It was a rough-looking fight in the beginning. However, we do see that the hack and the bomb damage was eventually enough to take the fight. However, Thiccums squad not using any ultimates in that fight, coming out with both their support ultimates as well as Fire Raven on with the Grab Flex. I apologize, Spitter38 did use the Death Blossom there. On the other side, AT Orange has another Coalescence and the all-important Reaper Spin. Hawkfire, oh, that's a massive stagger for Thiccums squad. Hawkfire got greedy, thought that they could just get their mech back, and now it's a 5v6. Coalescence from Redbox early, answered by Twist B. Both teams training positioning right now. 3SR just gives him melted down by Spitter38. Partial Arts swings on Dan, and that will be a cap coming out here for Thiccums. In a quick reset now called for AT Orange. You really wish that they had called their D.Va to that, and Hawkfire a really bad stagger here. Honestly, actually, probably a stagger Thiccums should not have gone for, considering they needed to actually cap the point, and D.Va was preventing that. However, it's so well set up here for Thiccums. Almost every ultimate coming up. However, only the spin and the fire coming up from Melted Ice late. That's a desperation pick. Dan attempting the opening with the ultimate does get immortality. Does overfind Twist, however, with Lady Redbox down. You gotta imagine that all these ultimates, yeah, and here it is, just press Q, boys. And Thiccums squad just pressing Q, winning their fight, and we do see that ult Kami making it that it will be a 1st round win for Thiccums. Thiccums just coming out with that Reinhardt, Symmetra, and Lucio Brawl comp, showing that they don't want to play on the flanks, they just want to go to point, take point progress, and we did see AT Orange, well, the theoretically better comp, we're not able to unseat them from the point. It'll be interesting to see if this. Nope, we do see the Junkrat switch. So just a spam, but Thiccums keeping the general team's comp, just switching on to a more spam-oriented here with the Junkrat. Does look like 3SR is onto the Reinhardt, and it will be a Junkrat here. We'll see if the D.Va is legit, or we will see a swap to Sigma or to the. Yeah, it will be Sigma. And Symmetra for both teams, probably just for the rollout. Looks like we'll have about a mirror, with the exception of the Baptiste versus the Moira. Baptiste obviously providing that immortality field, but Moira provides the damage and the faster building ultimate. And staying on Symmetra. It will be a Symmetra this time for AT Orange. Both teams engage. Tanks exchanging cooldowns. You do see early damage coming out here on 3SR and on the Partial Arts. And oh! Thiccums just melts. You see just in quick succession, just a quick team life. Just winning the neutral fight with just superior damage. We did see that burst healing from Baptiste and the extra damage from his left click is just dealing damage. Hawkfire swaps over onto the D.Va now. Staying on Symmetra, however, definitely tougher on the retake, but they believe that they can find it. However, with Thiccums set up on the point, it's going to be a hard chance for them to stay hydrated already with the tire. And does find Dan in the back. Immortality field, however, is forced out. Could be the ghost line, but with Fire even find pick on PSR, this should be a quick reset for AT Orange. Hawkfire gets the mech immediately killed off, and this should be, yeah, this is the regroup call here for AT Orange. It does look like support elements will be coming up now with the Amp Matrix for Thiccums and the Coalescence for Lady Redbox on AT Orange. Team still changing, however. Hawkfire going to be hard to stay on that D.Va mech with all the spam damage here from Thiccums. Thiccums still trying that Symmetra pick, trying to make it worse. Jammed out with the Coalescence being popped out here. But a really nice disengage here from Thiccums. Redbox eventually finds Twist. Shatter takes down 4. Could be a chance to recontest, especially stay hydrated, getting another time hydrated with a 2K, absolutely demolishing Orange here on that Junkrat. Just stay hydrated, absolutely carry that fight. It looked good in the opener there for AT Orange, but stay hydrated, just left uncontested in white, just able to just spray out damage, both for fast tire, kill 2. And we do now finally see that switch off of the Symmetra onto the Reaper. The support ultimate's definitely looking a lot better here for Thiccums. It's going to be rough for AT Orange. They are taking an interesting angle going up onto that high ground. Is spotted out. And Hydrated, how did you get that kill on Dan Hydrated? How are you able to find all this value? Ice with the attempted tire with the shatter, it does not land. Partial arts with the pinko on Shawnee, and Fitter 38 just melts the backline once again. And it does look like it's going to be a very quick cleanup for Thiccums. Muscle Dice gets an exit kill, but at this point that's just for personal stats, as it will be Thiccums squad taking Li Zhang Tower. Once these staggers come out. So nice attempt to keep the point contested. Shawnee desperately Redbox is here. You know, they are putting bodies back on point, but without any glue in the kill feed, it will just slowly be Thiccums squad taking this a very, very fast Li Zhang Tower for Thiccums squad. We just saw that Reinhardt brawl comp on the Junkrat, and Reaper just dealing so much damage against what AT Orange had. You know, we saw him swap to the D.Va, but D.Va wasn't able to eat enough of Junkrat damage, and the Junkrat just got so much damage, was just left uncontested. We'd like to see either Melted Ice go and try to take that 1v1 to put pressure on. Or personally, I've always been a fan of running a Zarya if you're getting melted, just because Zarya can farm off that Junkrat kill and maybe provide them shield break. But it'll be interesting to see what AT Orange comes up for adaptation, especially as it will be their map pick coming up. We'll wait to see on where they want to go on this playoff match. It is win or go home. Now that we're in playoffs, the winner of this team goes on to semis. The loser feels sad and will not be able to continue to play. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Golden Hammer Gaming Playoff Quarterfinals. It is currently Thiccums squad up 1-0 against AT Orange. AT Orange had the map pick and chose Numbani, as your other options were King's Row and Eichenwald, both of which are stronger for those Reinhardt comps. It seems that they want to be running these monkey comps with the Sombra Reaper. An interesting initial attack coming out here for Thiccums squad with the legs coming in here with Fader 38 and the Genji for Hydrated. Not a GPS pairing you normally see, as we do see Thiccums deciding their first Adam Assault, just going right down mid, deciding they're going to put the pressure on AT Orange to show them what they're going to do. A drop down and quick loop on 3SR, gets woken up, a nice Biodate on 3 from Twitch, does loot in the DMX on Hawkfire. The tanks trading out there. Fader 38 though, the quick punch on Hawkfire, and it looks like it will just be Thiccums squad just going for a quick assassination onto AT Orange. Shawnee though, that kill on the Cressy is the start of a potential recontest. However, with that Genji uncontested, Dan though kills both supports, and Shawnee with the double pick for Lucio, and it looks like it will be AT Orange actually able to pull through on Fader 38 though, will lay pick on Shawnee. Makes this fight messy as the tanks come back in here for Thiccums. Thiccums does not want to give this up yet. However, that pick onto the Diva, it will be the recontest called. Chrissy gets hacked up. A late DMX on a Hawkfire, however, and Fitter gets an exit kill on a free SR. No idea how that happened, but Fitter getting that much value onto the tank line. Going to make for a rough defense for the next little bit for AT Orange. Ultimates for Fitter 38 already on the side, everybody else still trying to build theirs. And yeah, here comes Thiccums. They still don't have a Diva mech, still don't have a monkey, just a quick run for Thiccums so they can isolate free SR. Maybe able to get the win. SR now in the fight. Off the top for Fader 38. Twisto gets hacked and melted. However, with both supports down here for AT Orange, both supports down for both sides, as teams are just murdering each other's backlines. There is no defense. Genji pulls out the blade, kills off free SR. Fader 38 team-meching Hawkfire. Hawkfire though, and the baby Diva kills a Genji. You'll love to see it. Melted Ice now, trying to win the fight. Shawnee is back. We saw him get those picks earlier. Fader 38 though, still just such a problem for AT Orange to deal with. AT Orange just trying to delay here till the rest of their team can come back, while Thiccums is just trying to close their grasp onto this first point. It's a long, messy fight. SR popping the Primal. Damn, with the Death Blossom kills 3. And it looks like once all is said and done, it will be a defense here for AT Orange after all of these exchanges happen. Hydrated. Oh, that's dangerous. Standing in the back there. If they find Hydrated, that's a big stagger. But Hydrated looks like is just going to lurk in the back line, trying to get a pick. This is a hard team to pick against. Meanwhile, Melted Ice now with that EMP can absolutely win a team fight on its own. With a nano and a bomb, not really else that can come with here, available for Thiccums. However, they find stay hydrated. Trying desperately to stay alive, does. Oh no, Melted Ice does eventually get the kill. However, Thiccums is in. Even down a player, they want to push this. They're feeling the pressure with only 50 seconds left. Lady Redbox popping that ultimate and Fitter answering. Chrissy gets hacked. Let's see. Both teams just exchanging ultimates. Nobody really dies. Danover is able to melt down Mark Players. And Fader 38, 2 ultimates invested in him, but no value found. While Twist gets hacked and finished. Oh, stay hydrated. Gets the peel for Twist. Keeps Twist alive while the Divas fight on the high ground. There's going to be a bomb just a remake here for Hawkfire. Hydrated, still getting incredible amounts of value. However, it does look like eventually this should be AT Orange to recontest. Thiccums just a soft regroup now. 10 seconds left. Someone's going to have to touch the point as they get all their mobile heroes back into play. With just feet here for Chrissy, Melted Ice still hanging on to that EMP, which can win a fight on its own. Chrissy's going to have to stay hidden. It'd be nice for AT Orange if they're able to force that out for Thiccums. Here's the EMP first. Chrissy does get it, but not before Parkour dies. No Winston in the fight now for Thiccums. Thiccums desperately trying to take this point. An uncontested soldier on the high ground. However, Shawnee's able to fill off his ground bar. Oh, Fire Raven kills 3 with the bomb. And Fitter, the exit cone to dance. Clutch moments here for Thiccums. And just the tank's now alive with Shawnee. Trying to keep away. Fitter 38 pops the ultimate, and this Winston's just desperately trying to keep this point alive before AT Orange until the respawns can happen. However, it looks like At least the second tick will be taken here for Thiccums as they regress onto the point. And yeah, it will be AT Orange giving this up. Oh, that's heartbreaking for AT Orange. They had the fight set up. They had their pick off the EMP, but Fire Raven with the heroics getting 3 with that Diva Bomb, giving Thiccums access to this payload. Partial Arts now immediately going onto the Reinhardt. You can tell Partial Arts wants to play Reinhardt. They want to be brawly in the front line. Still on the Soldier pick from 30-38, which has been working surprisingly. But not really the character you associate. Usually you'd want an Ashe. A hack on the Fire Raven, however, it does not look like it's going to be a Fire Raven does get D-Mech, however, off Dan's ultimate. Coalescence now. Partial Arts getting hacked, getting low, and does get found by the Coalescence. So there should be a recontest here for AT Orange. A really clean disengage and re-engage off of that hack onto the Reinhardt and Diva. Cousins wants to do it. However, EMP at 75%, the all-important ultimate, as Thiccums does have a bit of an ult stack building for their own. They're going to have that Nano Visor. Hydrated already 60% to another Tracer Bomb. Tracer just so free against this comp as there's nobody who could really contest the Tracer 1v1 unless Tracer gets caught by Dan. However, Dan has been looking for the backline. Hawkfire just goes in, does not find it with that attempt at a bomb. Hack attempted but blocked, and Melted Ice does go down and get punched for it by Chrissy. Well, Shawnee finds Twist, however, the backline is so exposed, and it will just... Oh, Shawnee. Panic ult from Lucio, just trying to contest while Thiccums absolutely swarms. You know, you kind of want that back if you're Lucio. And it will be the cart continuing to be pushed through by Thiccums. We're seeing these late fights when kind of comps break down. We're seeing that Thiccums just has a bit of a better presence, bit cleaner setup to win those like late 3v4 fights with like late ultimates, and we'll see if can AT Orange contest. They do drop down last second. Partial Arts gets hacked, gets Nano to stay alive, and a huge EMP comes up, not huge, only hits Chrissy. However, Chrissy is the most important target to hit. While Dan kills Partial Arts, Melted Ice dies for it. However, that pick onto the Lucio all important, especially with the beat on. Fire Raven only finds one of the bomb this time. However, that might be enough to stay alive. While Dan melts down Twist, it is the Diva trying to keep the point alive. Gets the next. Hydrated and Bitter still trying to get picks. So the numbers clearly in the advantage. Oh, a massive shatter! Hits all 6 from Partial Arts. They're able to hit convert on the Hawkeye and on the red box. Is this it again? Is a last minute tank ultimate going to save? It looks like it's going to be Thiccums once again. Their tanks, last second heroics, winning the fight. Is what I was talking about. Those like late desperate fights. We're seeing Thiccums individual plays, particularly from the tank line, really making the difference in this map so far. Orange now swapping on the Reinhardt themselves. Recognize that they need an answer. Partial Arts, who's already at 60 towards another Shatter. Partial Arts Shatter build has been massive. 3 ultimates here. Both DPS ultimates and the beat coming out for Thiccums. Hack attempted by Melted Ice, but is going to be forced to translocate away. As both these teams just jockeying for positions as this cart goes around the last corner. Time under a minute. Partial Arts gets hacked. This should be a convert, and they do get the convert before the Soldier pops the ultimate. Does, however, somehow find a kill onto the Sombra for Fitter. That is the trade over. Is going to be benefiting defensive fun advantage. A Diva Bomb thrown out. Finds Twist while Dan finds Hydrated. And it will be the reset called here for Thiccums. While AT Orange trying to find some stagger skills, especially to get that Diva mech. However, a clean regroup and Hydrated now onto the Sombra off of the Tracer. You know, I definitely understand why you would go Sombra with 20 seconds left. You want to go with the Tracer, surely, for the extra damage. You're not going to get EMP in 20 seconds. Chrissy and Partial Arts just have some huge shatters in that. Going to try to get another one. SR gets hacked. The hack shatter comes in. Shawnee over saves the team with the beat. Will not be countered out by that massive on an A. Partial Arts does get picked on the Ladybot to give up their life for it, and it is a 1-to-1 trade. This should be AT Orange with the advantage. VSR just trying to stay up longer for the shatter. Immediately dropped it onto the Diva. Hydrated though, kills off VSR, and Fitter with the kill from Melted Ice. This could still be a fight that goes the way of Thiccums, as both Diva mechs are traded out. However, we are seeing those defensive spawns now coming out for AT Orange, as their teammates are going to get back quite quicker. However, Fire has to pick on the Lady Rocks, and it is AT Orange getting melted. Somehow Thiccums is still finding their way to clutch out these fights in overtime. Last fight territory here, if anyone can even touch for AT Orange. They do have Melted Ice. Should be able to touch, should be able to EMP. Goes for it immediately. They need to melt Partial Arts here. cannot let Partial Arts and Fire Ribbon go. Well, Fitter 3 pop up the ultimate. Team X hack fire. And Fire Ribbon does get the bomb off, and it looks like this will be a full cap for Thiccums. Heartbreak for AT Orange, as you saw some really clean Overwatch coming out. However, those late rounds just go the way of Thiccums. And I think what we're really seeing is that AT Orange is clearly coming in with a game plan that they're trying to execute, and we're seeing them execute it. However, as those fights get sloppy, as they get messy, as we're in those 3v2 fights or situations or whatever, we're seeing especially the tank line, but also the DPS line from Thiccums really just decide to take matters in their own hand and have those clutch potential. You know, that little X factor you want out of your team. We did see some really clean team play, however, as well. I questioned the Sombra choice with so little time. However, that hack shatter was massive. No. 3SR even swapped onto the Reinhardt, respecting Partial Arts Reinhardt. But Hydrated said, no, where we're going, we don't need shields. He's an overtime cap, though. So that is good news for AT Orange. If they can finish with time on the clock, that's more than a minute, they'll be able to hold Thiccums from an attack again, which would be exactly what you want if you are AT Orange. It does look like it will be the monkey once again for Thiccums. Infitter's still locking the legs. Legs certainly stronger on defense here. You know, Nubani is kind of famous for legs being here. Back in the day, for you OG Overwatch folks, it used to be that the flex support would actually be the one played in Soldier. And Chrissy on the Mercy. No direct combo with the Ashe, however that res obviously super powerful. And it is going to be the same Reaper Sombra comp here for AT Orange. Sombra's just scouting out for information. Looks like AT Orange wants to... Nope, they don't want to belt it up. They're just getting information from outside, so they decide where they want to dive. Hydrated, though, gets the hack on for ESR in a huge nade once again for Twist. However, those cooldowns down. AT Orange can just regroup, wait for their health bars to come back, and just go in. Both teams is jockeying for a position now. And an attempt at the hack again comes out on for ESR. However, the dive onto the Ana, and Fire even plunges for ESR for it, but the Ana does die. However, we'll see if Chrissy does go for the res, gets it. However, in the meantime, Dan kills off Bitter 38. And it looks like, oh, but Hydrated with a pick on the Lady Redbox. Not quite sure how Partial Arts went off the map there. However, it is the numbers advantage here for Thiccums, which you would hope would be able to be turned into a cap hold. Melted Ice and Sauce and Shawnee still here. However, with Shawnee getting hacked and Melted Ice getting naded, this does look like these are just staggered kills. Sorry, that late kill on Chrissy is nice. However, Chrissy will be able to be carted back, and we do see the power of that Mercy. A really aggressive dive out onto Twist on the Ana. However, Chrissy able to res that res not blocked very well by AT Orange, which was in part because Fire Raven did peel, did kill off ESR, and there was not enough pressure to deny the Mercy that res. Hydrated, about 20% higher on that EMP charge than Melted Ice, the ever important ability in this fight. Actually, multiple ultimates coming out here for Thiccums. Nothing yet for AT Orange. The Orange engages onto this tank line from Thiccums. A massive nade again for Twist. However, ESR wins the tank 1v1. And ultimates now being thrown out for Thiccums. That is eventually to get the kill onto the Diva. And the EMP comes up Hydrated, hits 3, and a pause. The classic technical pause. Most likely a DC automatic happens. You hear that ever? Yeah, it is Chrissy who disconnects. Chrissy was the Mercy, did get killed by Shawnee. Hopefully we'll be able to get them back soon. Unlucky. Hopefully the internet issues do not cause that Lucio kill. However, we are seeing just what I was talking about, that early MP, faster for Hydrated, means that Dan and Redbox should die as this fight continues. We haven't seen some massive nades from Twist. Just have been getting some like 3-4 person nades. Really puts the pressure on Hotfire, especially considering you're also trying to hack. You're also trying to block Fitter's damage or getting hacked by Hydrated. It's very hard to play Diva in the current meta, and kind of as a result of that, Hotfire clearly is not able to prioritize those on nades, and we're really seeing a punish on that coming out for Thiccums. As Chrissy is reconnecting, we'll just be getting back in here. I think if I was the shot caller for AT Orange, I would probably... Actually, I think I would actually continue this fight. As these teams are getting ready to get back into this fight, this will be Very quick action. Right as we unpause, as they're fighting on the point. And we do see Melted Ice low, but so close to that EMP that could change the fight. Bitter, though, with the kill, does get a kill on a Redbox. As these teams trade back and forth, there is no heals now for Thiccums, so it is up to Hydrated and Bitter to hold the point while the Monkey comes back. And they do get to pick on Shawnee and Dan. So while 3SR is here trying to contest the point, it does look like it will be a it is eventually Thiccums able to win the fight. However, 4 ultimates coming up, including that ever so important EMP for AT Orange. On the other side, just the Primal Rage for Partial Arts. So if you're AT Orange, you absolutely need to win this fight with your EMP, your Beat, and your Blossom. Hopefully you're able to save at least one of them while the ult stack is almost completely empty. For Thiccums as the teams re-engage a massive EMP on both tanks and Crazy. Partial Arts cannot primal stay alive, and they do kill Partial Arts before the hack wears off, so this should be a free fight win for AT Orange, as they are able to block the res this time onto the tank line. It's Hydrated and Fitter all going low, as SR just dives into the back, not letting any of the team get res, and it will be a point A cap for AT Orange. A really clean execute there. You saw the EMP onto both the tanks and the Mercy. They focus fired the DB mech first, and then they killed the Monkey before he could get rehacked. It was a really clean team play for AT Orange. And SR kills off that early spawn on Twists, and Partial Arts pops the Primal, desperately just trying to contest. However, it looks like it's just going to be freeing 1,000 ult charge. Yeah, on to AT Orange, and just an absolute disaster of a point B right now for Thiccums. However, Fitter 38 finds Melted Ice. So this could still be a fight coming back, especially the hack on Hawkfire and the nade. Hawkfire is going to get D-mech'd once again and killed. The D.Va just getting absolutely murdered by Thiccums, giving Fitter 38 that free ultimate. Trying to find more value, however, a disengage and a nice call here for AT Orange, but Fitter next kill on the Dan. Fight is still messy. Partial Arts once again on the Reinhardt. You can tell Partial Arts, the moment they die, they're just like, I want Reinhardt. Both support ultimates now coming up for AT Orange. As always, the battle between Lucio and the Sombra, as Lucio tries to hide and not get hacked in response to the EMP. Redbox engaged with the Coalescence. Disengaged from Thiccums. Seafon Hackbar immediately gets woken up. And Dan going for the aggro Blossom. Not able to find anything, however, Melted Ice is able to melt Partial Arts. And a very, very, very clean, and the res denied. A very, very improved team play coming out there right now for AT Orange. Within that little section, Fire is going to get D-Mech, and Hawkfire to kill on the Twist. This will be point B, likely going over to AT Orange as they're able to clean up. What I was trying to say when I got interrupted because they denied that res was SR had a really nice bubble over the D.Va bomb to prevent the kill, and just a really clean execute onto the attack targets for AT Orange as they're forcing out these staggers. Fitter pops the ultimate, but not able to keep Partial Arts alive. And this might be the first corner giveaway. Oh, but Fitter kills 2. So even though Partial Arts goes down, Partial Arts is res by Chrissy, and Thiccums is able to hold this corner as AT Orange is going to have to redraw their attack lines. EMP now out for both teams. We'll see basically whichever Sombra hits Q first and is able to hit the other one should win the fight, especially with a beat available for AT Orange. No defensive ultimates to counter on the side of Thiccums. Fire Raven, however, now onto that Zarya. 3SR and aggro dive in, really trying to make space, make room for his team. And Nano Shatter and EMP coming out at once. Shawnee, the huge beat, able to keep that team alive. We'll see if they're able to turn that in with the Coalescence coming in. Melted Ice now. EMP could be absolutely huge. They don't even need it to kill Partial Arts. Fire Raven though, the Zarya able to come back with a triple kill essentially. And and if your AT Orange is all gone wrong, he had a massive beat from Shawnee, able to stop that ult combo coming out from Thiccums. However, Fire Raven with Leftless and another pause. Who DC'd this time? We'll find out in a second. So yeah, to kind of break down that fight more, yeah, it is Chrissy once again. Connection issues for that Mercy. You know, we did kind of see the power of that Zarya, that like if a Zarya is high power, even if they're hacked, which I don't think they were actually, It was the other team. It was Zarya's team that EMP'd. The Zarya is able to put out so much damage that the Hawkfire on the D.Va can't mitigate. And so even though Shani had a massive beat to counter out the triple ultimates coming from Thiccums, was not enough to save the team. While they survived the initial burst of damage over time, there was just too much damage coming up from Thiccums. And we do see Friasar right as Rapaz has swapped back to the Reinhardt. We've definitely seen partial arts favor the Reinhardt. Friasar does not seem to be quite as preferable to the Reinhardt. It seems like Friasar is kind of choosing between both. Ryan Zarya is immediately favored with Ryan D.Va. I'm going to assume Hotfire is probably going to change to D.Va now. Just because D.Va into Zarya feels so bad, especially with Hydrated. Hydrated has had massive hacks. So that's something that I've been trying to call out, but haven't really gotten the time to talk about, was that Hydrated has hacked so many of the tanks on AT Orange, especially Free SR has had his shield hacked so many times on the Reinhardt. We've seen those hack shatters coming out so clean for Thiccums, and Thiccums really playing around those right-click hacks. And Chrissy has reconnected. But we're waiting for the teams to get back into the lobby. In just a second. I believe Valk was popped by Chrissy when they DC'd. So we'll see if they stay on the Mercy or they swap. Kind of hate to lose the ending of that Valkyrie. On the other hand, would probably not end up giving you that much value. And with the Graviton Surge coming up, that it's one of those things, once again, the Grav and EMP, where the EMP finds the Zarya first, and you hit the Zarya before the Grav comes out. That's a free win fight. However, if the EMP comes out and doesn't hit the Zarya can grab to save the team, and then kind of cancel out that ever-important ultimate. Orange, though, still should have a couple shots at this, with a minute 40 left on the clock. Should be able to get 2 or 3 team fights. While Thiccums desperately trying to at least get it to overtime, if not full hold here. We're continuing to wait for Chrissy to reconnect. Internet issues, always a fun time. Something everybody's used to dealing with here in the playoffs. So yeah, the biggest thing I'd like to see stylistically change for AG Orange is a little more team coordination. Like, much as their dives have been, very clear, here's the target, let's go. When fights have kind of gotten a little more brawly with those Reinhardt setups, with those hacks, with the back and forth with ultimates, it is hard to see. It is easy to see the teamwork coming out from Thiccums really punishing AG Orange right now. The Thiccums clearly is well practiced on these executes with the Reinhardt. And that's really what it is. It's essentially executing the tank line. And we've seen flashes of that from Attack Torp Orange. We've seen their dives hack a target, go in, feel clean. But the Mercy especially, being able to res that target, and Thiccums able to punish the divers. We've really seen them kind of push SR off of that Winston. SR has died a lot, and Partial Arts also has disconnected now. So it looks like that there are some internet issues coming out for Thiccums squad here. Hopefully we can get those resolved soon. However, if the good news for Thiccums is that their 2 characters at 90 plus ult charge are still safe. Those are the ones you really, really need to keep up, because those are your fight-winning ultimates. And I threw questions on it about the Soldier coming out over the Ashe or the Widow or McCree, even, as typically that's what you want. And as the long-range hit scan in these compositions, you want the long sight lines, you want either the utility from the Ashe or the pick potential from the Widow, especially if you're running Mercy, because Mercy can boost the Ashe especially and get one shot from squishies. However, Fitters looked very strong on the Soldier. Gotten lots of value. The attack visors have been strong. The 1v1s, clearly Fitter has kind of shown a comfort on Soldier that I imagine they're playing on the Soldier because Fitters feels better on the Soldier than the Ashe or any other long-range hit skin. And I suppose it does have a little more survivability too. Well, right now, Thiccums trying to bait Melted Ice into playing Genji. And it looks like Thiccums unfortunately going to have an emergency sub come in for the Mercy because Chrissy was not able to get their internet running in time. So Thiccums just trying to get their team back up. While Melted Ice, the Genji main, continuing to long for the days of Genji being good. Unfortunately, it will be Genji likely not going to be played until buffs happen again or until the meta aggressively shifts. Personally, I'm always a fan of seeing the Sombra gameplay. I love seeing that type team play of the hack conversions. I know that may not be a popular opinion, and saying that as a tank main feels kind of wrong because Sombra makes me feel miserable in my gold games. Even the gold Sombras are not very good. Just waiting here for the sub to come in and for the main tank to come back in. Partial arts for Thiccums squad here. Thiccums has looked comfortable on this map. However, not as one-sided as Li Jiang was. Li Jiang was just Thiccums WM1ing all over HG Orange. This map has looked a lot more competitive. As we've seen that kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Compositional differences and stylistic differences. As there appears to be some issues with sub roster. Okay, HG Orange being good sports, allowing a plus 8k sub, sorry, 800 sub. Obviously, emergency subs, always kind of desperate, but is this a playoff match? You don't want to see any forfeits or DCs. As all the tournament amendments happening in the background, hope all of you are having an excellent time, an excellent day, watching some fun Overwatch as we are getting ready to come back in here in just a second. Teams are readying up, and we will be back in the action incredibly soon. And counting down from the pause, and it will be the action resuming here from Nubani, Golden Hammer Gaming Playoffs. Cien, I'm just going to call him Cien. It's coming in now for Chrissy, playing the Lucio instead of the Mercy. You know, I imagine that was an intentional change, but we'll see. As you see, FreeSR now coming out on that Reinhardt, deciding to take that 1v1 against Partial Arts. As I mentioned before, it can be incredibly hard. A high ground play now for AT Orange, trying to go on the long flank cover that is scouted out by Hydrated. You see Cien's boop here could be absolutely huge if they're able to get one or two. AT Orange just holding up on the high ground. And it is a boop down onto Reinhardt. However, the team took him out of sleep on FreeSR. An immediate execute from Fitter, killing off Lady Redbox. A very clean team play for Thiccums squad. You force that extra little distance onto the Reinhardt that the team isn't expecting. You get the sleep and immediately get the execute. So we'll see what HG Orange is trying out for their attack plan this time. And it looks like they will be going up onto the high ground again. Hydrated. Is Hydrated able to scout it out? Hydrated right now is on the point. Looks like they probably suspect, if you're Thiccums, that's going high ground. Oh, however, it is a fake to go back onto the low ground, onto the cart. As the team's just jogging for position right now. Dan, and a massive EMP hits 5. The DPS on HG Orange getting value out of their ultimates. Thiccums, however, was able to hold. It will be an overtime cap, so will be another offense, and Thiccums could recontest here. As they have that Graviton Surge, they have that EMP, they have that Nano. Martial Arts now on the ball. Just desperately trying to contest the point. And now it's a game with delay. If you are Thiccums squad, that timer's going to start going out. EMP hits 5 on the other side, and an immediate grab. Red Flush melts, and Fire Raven gets a cleanup kill. And it will be Thiccums once again taking Mubani. Again, the desperation contest here, but it is just cleanup kills now. This is going to be Thiccums squad winning the round. Yeah, we saw both Sombras getting massive 5-player EMPs in that fight there. However, just the spawn advantage and the ultimate advantage for Thiccums coming through.
Play of the game.
Thiccums was able to defeat HA Orange on their map pick. As you do see that 5-man EMP play of the game, or hydrated into that grab, as the grab is safe. Hotfire no longer able to eat it, and a cleanup for Thiccums squad. So, HE Orange, your back's against the wall, you're down 0-2. No maps left to give. You're fighting for your season right now. Personally, I think you really want to avoid map 3 Hatchmark Reinhardt. It's looked competitive when they've been able to force partial arts onto the Winston. And they've been able to run those Winston Diva comps. However, partial arts has shown comfort on the Reinhardt. And we'll see how that goes moving forward as we do take a halftime here on Golden Hammer Gaming. We'll see you all soon. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Attack Torb Orange against Thiccums. Yes, those are the teams that we're playing here on Golden Hammer Gaming. It was Havana chosen for Attack Torb Orange. Their options were Havana, Rialto, and Junkertown. I personally expected Junkertown pick just because it's kind of the least available. Oh, and it is a pause. The Attack Torb Orange apparently lied when they said ready. So we're going to sit here. So yeah, their choices were Rialto, Havana, and Junkertown. I think it's pretty fair to say, considering how much they've been losing the Reinhardt 1v1, that they probably did not want to pick Rialto, considering how Reinhardt paving that map is. So, just a quick pause. We are resuming here, even before these Help Your Heroes ended. So we'll see what the team comes up with, as Attack Torb Orange is in the blue on the defense. Down 0-2, has to reverse sweep in order to stay in the league for this season. While Thiccums squad looking for that 3-0 to send a statement into the semifinals.
Ready for that.
It looks like, obviously, the attack spawns. Who knows if I'm going to run, but they're showing Double Sniper, which I personally would love to see. Partial arts on the Reinhardt, kind of expected. We do still see a Hawkfire on the Diva. Diva, obviously a strong character in terms of ability to repeal and high ground control, but also a character that is incredibly vulnerable to Sombra hacks and can get exposed, especially by a Zarya setup. Into orange. We'll see them right out here. It looks like they are going for that close hold. Oh, that is incredibly risky, especially without the Bastion, but they want to go for that quick fight, which will punish the double sniper that Thiccums are running. An immediate Bionade, though, onto the tanks, and 3SR gets super low, but Partial Arts getting pushed back. Hydrated with the pick on a red box. Spitter swapping over to the Bastion because of the close hold. Shot and pick on a Partial Arts, however, it will be Thiccums eventually pushing them off of that close hold. Maybe not. Dan gets two. Yeah, it does look like eventually Thiccums will be able to clean this up. That close hold is something that a lot of teams do. It gives you some extra ult charge. It doesn't punish you that hard. If you lose the fight, you should still be able to contest the cart around the second corner. However, it does mean Fitter 38 and Hydrated will be able to set up free angles. Both of them on the cart, though. Not playing the sight lines as much as we might hope. Both snipers just kind of holding the same angle. Another huge Bionade from Cyan this time. So we're going to have to wonder about that on a swap, considering they're supposed to be running the main support. And Hawkfire pick on a Partial Arts, however, Hydrating Fitter just, you see those sight lines for those snipers absolutely coming into play. And it will be a kind of assert dominance here from Thiccums squad. Give me 1 second, chat. Oh, just chat, give me 1 second. Alright, these teams recontesting back onto B. Apologies for the delay there, chat. Just had to type something. 3SR has gone back onto the Winston. However, with tank ults ready and wearing for Thiccums squad, we'll see where they go. A Dragon opening here, even with the Shatter instead of the Draft on Surge. Does find 3SR. Fitter swaps onto the Bastion. You'll love to see some old school Protect the President. As Fitter does get the damage onto Hawkfire, and it will be a cleanup here for Thiccums as they force out the orange. However, Malphite to pick on to stay hydrated. It looks like the sleep onto Dan. Gets off though, and it looks like Orange is kind of able to recontest. However, that Monkey Diva is still so hard to run for Bastion. There's so much damage to get popped out by the Bastion onto those dive tanks. And we do see eventually Lady Redbox going down to that Bastion damage. A massive EMP with the Death Blossom there from Dan. Dan is able to kill up 3, and it will be AP Orange holding here on B. It's Graviton Surge still held here for Fire Raven. Twist with the beat. We are seeing Twist on the Lucio now, well, before Twist was the one who was hitting the Final Nades. Cyan, the Ringer, has swapped over onto the Ana. A beat here for Shawnee, and the bomb for Hotfire. So, pretty similar ults across the board, just obviously Graviton Surge, a much more powerful ultimate than Diva Bomb. Skitter's still on the Bastion. Usually you only see the Bastion run when they have card control. 3SR gets stunned, trying to put it up. SR, however, gets the Primal Rage up in time, able to fight back, immediately jumps onto the Bastion. Bastion going so low. Hawkfire is able to get the kill. Martial Arts, however, does have the Shadow again. However, Hawkfire with the double kill on a Fire Raven as well. And it will be another hold here for AT Orange with the help of that coalescence from Lady Redbox. However, Thiccums Squad still holding onto that Graviton Surge. Now having both DPS ultimates and the Shatter and the beat up, the whole ultimate stack on the other side. It's just Shawnee and Hawkfire with the ultimates. The other ultimates they had, they built up and they used. So we're pretty much in the same spot defensively we were for AT Orange when we were before. Oh, and AT Orange hiding. Will they get spotted in the corner? They do get spotted. This could be huge. As Thiccums choosing not to use their ultimates, immediately engaging with the Dragon. Martial Arts goes for the charge in, not getting punished for it, and eventually just shatters directly in the front and getting nano. All the ultimates now being pressed by Thiccums Squad. They decided to want to push through, choke Hotfire, the remaking bomb. However, Melt likes to pick on the Fire Raven. We're still not going to see that Graviton Surge. Looks like it will not be important for this fight, as Bitter running uncontested on the high ground. Should just do some easy clean kills on Redbox and Hotfire. And the cart will get moving again. Melted Ice is able to stay alive. Is able to keep that EMP up at super low HP. That EMP, they could potentially try to recontest the point here with that EMP. SR getting spotted out by the Sonic Arrow from the Hanzo. See, ATR looks like they're not sure if they want to recontest or not. They are going to recontest, but they go right into the Bastion. So hard to recontest, Bastion side up, and SR just gets melted. Oh, a huge sweep onto the Sombra by Cyan Uchiha. And just a quick cleanup. Yeah, SR even says in chat, what a sleep.
Hi there. Hello. Hey.
Right, these teams contesting for Fire Raven is still holding on the Graviton Surge they've had since first. Haven't really had a chance to use it yet. As this card goes in, SR does have that Primal Rage ready to go. He knows how to get some decent amounts of value with that Primal Rage. Dan gets slipped again. Honestly, it's been huge for Cian here. Immediate dive onto the Bastion, looking to take the Bastion out of the fight. They are able to assassinate the Bastion. That is the issue with the Bastion, especially once the points get open. You can't just shield the one sight line, especially without the Bastion. He's throwing in the Tactical. Partial Arts goes to the Greedy Shatter. You're not getting that one, Partial. You've had some big shatters this game. That one you're not going to get. The ultimates now coming on board for AT1. They do have 3 coming up here for 2 more close time. Starting to turn the ultimate economy back in their favor. Hero charge here from Partial. Just absolutely leaving the Bastion alone. Out dry, however, Fire and Hydrated able to kill off the tank lines. And even though Partial Arts goes for an absolute Mad Lad Shatter, it looks like it will. Sorry, Mad Lad Charge, not Shatter. It will eventually be Thiccums Squad winning, and Fire Raven still holding this Graviton Surge. Grab Dragon is up. They've shown that they don't necessarily want to Grab Dragon. They've been using the Dragon to force out cooldowns from AT Orange. A nice nade coming out onto the tank line. As this cart does push in the last point of C. This is one of the hardest points to cap in the game with only 50 seconds left. However, Dan gets melted by the Bastion. The EMP comes out, takes out 4, but Bastion can just sit there, didn't get an EMP, can just hold that long sight line, and there's really nothing that the comp on AT Orange can do. You do now see the Grab Dragon as Bastion pulled up too. And this should be a fairly quick cleanup for Thiccums Squad. If AT Orange is even able to touch there or not. Thiccums Squad concludes with 29 seconds on the time. An incredibly impressive time for Havana. Even just full clearing Havana is hard enough on its own. Alright, AT Orange, your tournament life is on the line. What you got? we've shown Fitter 38 has shown some versatility with the Bastion and the Soldier. We've seen some different compositions coming out there. Some salt happening in chat.
Ready for battle.
All in good spirits.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Alright, HE Orange, tournament life is on the line. Looks like it's going to be a similar setup for Thiccums. You know, a bit unorthodox. Usually, when you see Bastion comps, you usually want like Moira and Bat, or like Bat and Mercy to just really clock the Bastion. However, they want the Lucio for the speed boost. And it will be a quick hold with the forward hold, sorry, with the Bastion. They do see the dive immediately coming in. A nade to keep the team alive, and it kind of punch the tanks, and it will be free as are just getting melted. Shawnee though with the kill on the twist, and it looks like this coastal won't work out for either team. As both these teams jump into position, retreat and re-aggression here. For Thiccums, they're able to kill two. This might not be another forward hold yet. Fire even charge up on that Zarya. It's going to be able to do a lot of damage. As they're taking that 1v1, not sure you want to take that, bud. And with the Lucio coming back, while it will be cart progress, Thiccums squad is still going to be able to hold this corner. No high ground presence whatsoever, though. They've decided that they're going to work on that. Fitter has swapped onto the Widowmaker, takes the long sightline. It's going to be absolutely huge if those snipers can get a pick off. Hydrate already so close to a dragon, charging that ultimate so quickly. Widow hasn't been noticed if they weren't before. And it will start getting low with the nade. However, it's going to be kept up. Partial Arts with another Narnia charge. Gets hacked, however, gets bubbled, but will not be able to get out with their life. Cyan, though, killing off Dan. This is still a fight in the advantage of Thiccums squad. Look at that crap coming in. Dragon Hover already is not going to be able to follow up on that. As they're popping off that Primal Rage. Jumping onto the backline. That's Fire Raven out. Decides to go right onto the Widowmaker as well. Trying to get Fitter away. Fitter just drops down, jumps back, or SR is not done. SR wants that pick on the Widow. Rest of my team be damned. SR now just dropping out. Okay, I was just about to say that. SR, okay, yeah, there it is. SR was left out a little too far to be able to get out safely. Alright, so hydrated already 85% to another graph. That is, sorry, to another dragon. That is incredibly impressive. That Hanzo is doing so much work with those three sight lines, just spamming down the middle. Melted Ice, however, has EMP. Ever important fight when ultimate gets 5, even though they did get teamed by Fitter. And Hawkfire just melts Partial Arts. Fire even getting pressured to see if the team's able to keep them up. Not in time, which tries to save them with the beat, not able to find it. The tank's now down for Thiccums squad. Fitter, though, with the pick on the Melted Ice, they still want to keep fighting. Hydrated has that dragon, and they do have banana boost. Reinhardt comes back quick. Thiccums squad. Partial Arts is back, and only one person pushing part. This is disaster for AT Orange. As Thiccums squad is going to force out the bomb from Hawkfire to do the free dragon onto the card, taking out Lady. Cyan, however, is found by that Diva Bomb, and with Chris going down, there is no healing once again. Oh, but Partial Arts, the M1 on the Reinhardt, holding it down, finding so much value on those dive tanks, and it will be AG Orange forced to retreat. That's the thing we've seen a lot. We've seen Twist especially, but Cyan as well, getting pushed out and pressured by the dive and the mobility from AT Orange, but AT Orange, they kill the supports and then die. They're not able to deal with that beefy tank line of the Ryan Zarya. Fitter and Hydrated, they are somewhat playing different angles, and SR decides to jump in ready once again with a Primal Rage, and kills off both supports again! You do not want to keep AT Orange, sorry, Thiccums supports alive, AT Orange. They have decided they want to continue to punish that backline, even with Partial Arts getting value, and it will be point A taken. Orange is not done yet. They still want in this game. Fitter now, swapping over to McCree on the inside. The sight lines are not as strong as they would be for Widowmaker. Both teams fighting for position. High ground control taken for each orange, but partial arts. Another shatter. The beat comes out, but not in time to save Lady Redbox. But with that beat, the team should be able to progress. Are still getting card progress. Are forcing Thiccums to take a more defensive high ground, but partial arts just holding down the hammer, the absolute mad lad, killing off Dan. And it will be the high ground control now. Give it over to Thiccums squad. And even with Melted Ice getting that pick on a Fitter, it will be not enough to win the fight. And back to the drawing board once again for AD Orange. Point B, and you see a lot of full holds in Point B on this map. It is so hard to take. There's so many choke points. And especially on the Winston, it's going to be hard to get yourself through them without a Reinhardt to hold down the shield. Especially with Raven coming up on another grab. Grab Dragon is going to be on board. Asleep on a free SR. Can they keep SR alive? They do, but Melted Ice gets punished for all the resources playing on SR. And we are going to see the grab and the Dragon comes out. Yeah, the combo goes 3. Even though Dan gets 2 kills, these are not going to be enough to save this fight. May potentially be able to take that spawn advantage, considering how much further forward. Oh no. I spoke too soon. I cast Recursive Demand. Hydrated has absolutely popped up on the Honda. And it's going to be Shatter High Noon, technically a combo. EMP, once again, coming up with against the speed. We'll see if he's able to win that 1v1 between the Sombra and the Lucio. And of course, the clock, currently AT Orange's biggest enemy, down under a minute. Orange, they are going to retreat, but they are spotted out by that auto arrow. Fitter pops a High Noon, but not going to find any value off of it. As Partial Arts is so split from the rest of the team, they are able to kill Fire Raven off with that EMP. Just drops the beat, but is not able to keep firing enough, forcing out the remaking bomb from Hawkfire. Dan killing off Cyan. Fitter does block that remake, and Partial Arts kill onto Dan. Partial Arts still wants to fight, gets a charge kill onto Shawnee. Partial Arts is taking absolutely no prisoners, while SR is just trying to 1v2 in the back. That's not going to work out for the Winston. And Partial Arts just absolutely showing the DPS Reinhardt off. And it is last fight territory now for AT Orange. Win this or you're going home. Win this map or you're going home. Desperation time with the beat coming out to counter out that dragon. Partial Arts gets hacked, but is able to get out while Cyan with the nade is able to kill off Dam. The main source of damage and the fight winning ultimate from AT Orange is gone. And Partial Arts with a shatter killing off Shawnee and killing off Lady Redbox. AT Orange, you're out of players. You're out of time. What can you do? There's almost nothing left. Well, Thiccums squad just hunting down these targets with precision. Another High Noon from Fitted, and that is GG for Thiccums squad. Thiccums squad will move on to the semifinals in the lower division playoffs. Unfortunately for AT Orange, this is where your journey ends.
Play of the game.
We'll see if we can get somebody in here for an interview. To watch Hydrated play the game, one of those Grab Dragons. Hydrated's Honda really popped off on that third map. You're going to see if we can get an interview before the end of this map. Victorious Thiccums squad moving into the semifinals. You face the winner of. Give me a second as I look up. Prepared. Yeah. Alright, we are going to go to a short break and then we will have the interview, so stay around, folks. And we will have that interview up for you shortly.
agents.
Like leaking a game name.
Oh my God,
Well, actually, yes, you
leak
they
my
already know
Discord.
Fire Emblem. Yeah. Yeah, I guess they technically already know Fire Emblem, and that's not really.
You guys are unmuted.
Okay. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Golden Hammer Gaming. I am here with Fire Raven 500 from the Victorious Thiccums. Fire Raven, how are you feeling?
I'm actually really excited that we won that. And I'm shaking still just a little bit.
Absolutely. Nerves. I can only imagine how the nerves are in a playoff match. Do or die. So, was there any particular reason you guys chose to pick Li Jiang as your map of choice?
We were weighing the pros and cons since we didn't have our main shot caller with us today.
Right.
And we ultimately decided on Li Jiang because we've played it the most as a team, so we figured it would run a lot smoother.
So one thing I did pick up on, I'm not sure if this was just something I was projecting, but I noticed that your team seems to very much like running those Reinhardt comps. Is that something that you're finding that you guys tend to prefer Reinhardt setups over the Winston setups?
Yeah, because our main tank is still working on improving with Winston, so we are
Right.
going to be more comfortable on the Rhine.
That absolutely makes sense. And we did see that while those Winston matches were close, we did see Partial Arts absolutely kind of taking a lot of space on the tank line of AT Orange. And I also, as for you, what I noticed that while you first started off running the Sigma and Diva, what made you decide to run the Zarya as the map moved along?
Honestly, Zarya is just more of a comfort pick for me, so I was feeling a little bit more comfortable with it. I wasn't really feeling my Sigma the first time, so I decided to play for comfort.
That makes sense. And obviously, comfort, one of the most important things, especially in playoff matches when those nerves are high, cons might be a little hectic. Doing those comfort picks, you can rely on those solid fundamentals. One thing I did want to ask, so typically with the current meta setup, the setup would be with Ash Tracer. Is there a strategical reason you're willing to leap for running the soldier instead? Was it just again a comfort pick?
Yeah, we were kind of working with our with Fitter on the soldier, so we're just testing that out today just to see how we did.
Well, and clearly it paid off. You guys had lots of dividends. Your DPS definitely had lots of space made by their tank line, by your tank line. As I believe second map was Numbani. What were your team comms like going into Numbani, going action like throughout the map? How are you feeling when you found out that AT Orange was decided to pick Numbani with you guys?
We were actually we were kind of expecting it because they looked like they were trying to run dive, the dive a lot. So like, okay, they're probably gonna pick Numbani here. Let's brainstorm and think about what we can do for that.
And was that part of what inspired you guys to run that Mercy on Numbani?
Mm-hmm. And that's also Mercy is also a major comfort pick for our one support.
Makes sense, yeah. And that was one thing that I noted in the cast was how while your Ana was dove, that your team was a very clear idea of let the dive happen, punish the divers, res the Ana. It was a very clean execution that I was impressed by. Mm-hmm. And the Bastion, I have to ask about is that something you guys normally pick on Rialto? No, it was Havana. On Havana, sorry.
Honestly, no. If I'm going to be completely honest, I didn't notice the Bastion until second, because I thought it was just to get them, whenever we were attacking, I thought it was just to get them away from our spawn. I honestly didn't notice that we stayed on it. So it wasn't really a call for Thiccums on that part.
It just kind of happened. You look back, there's a Bastion in your back line, okay. And
I didn't want to, tell him to switch off of it because team morale was really high and I wanted to try to get that going.
If your team is feeling it and it's working, don't switch until they make you.
Mm-hmm.
So coming up, what do you think is your best, what do you think is the strongest thing about your team going into semis?
I think it definitely our synergy. We play a lot together. I feel like we work together very well. And we're all willing to critique one another. So I guess, we can work together well.
And what would you say is something that you think you guys need to work on the most going into semis?
I would say definitely comms, because they get very cluttered at times and we focus on the small things after fights too much.
I gotcha. Yeah, absolutely. Comms obviously always things that teams, I feel like I've never heard a team say our comms are good, right? I feel like that's the kind of thing that everybody's always trying to improve. Going in, I'm not sure if you've watched any of the games. Do you have a preference on who you want to face between I Need Healing or Udily?
I'm not very sure. I'm thinking more Udily because I believe we've played them before.
Yeah, if I just pull out these stats, give me a second. I have the spreadsheet up. Elite versus... Yes, and you guys 3-0'd them. So there you go. It makes sense that you would want to play against the team that you've already 3-0'd. Let's move in. And all right, so that's all the questions for me. Thank you so much for your time. Congratulations on the win, and good luck as moving forward.
All right, thank you.
And that is it from us here from Golden Hammer Gaming, folks. Stay tuned, as very soon we will have our second match of the night between Oof Troop and Doodle Blast. See you all then.